All right, here we are at our 2012 Majestic. This is a 16 by 75 foot wide body aluminum hull houseboat for sale. We're here today on the beautiful freshwaters of Norris Lake Tennessee. This is a transferable mooring location right here. We're going to have some aerial photographs of this over at our website, along with, of course, the full list of features, specifications, options, current asking price, and all that other good stuff. You can find that over at yournewboat.com. Now, down in the video description, there will be a direct link to the listing page for this one over at our website. That's going to put you right at a good spot where you'll be able to reach out to us by email, text, or phone with any questions about this one. Again, along with that current asking price, all the features, most of which we'll try to touch on through our video walkthrough tour. We do like to remind you, if you call us on the phone, you get our voicemail. Keep in mind, we are very frequently in areas without cell phone reception. So if you do wish to have your call returned, please just take time to leave us a detailed message. Let us know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have. Either whenever we finish the customer or return to civilization, we'll receive your message, return that call, and have all those questions answered for you. Additionally, if you do send us an email through the website, keep in mind we almost always get email replies back out to everyone within the same business day, but they do tend to land in other people's spam folders whenever we do get those replies back out, so just keep that in mind. Check your spam folder if it's been more than about 6-8 hours during a business day to make sure that reply did not land in your spam folder. So I should point out that we do have a nice composite decked side dock that this one is attached to. It is not in a catwalk slip. We are located on a mooring line. This mooring line is transferable. If anybody wanted to leave it right here, you would have the opportunity to transfer this mooring lease. But a boat is required to come out to and from this one, and it is secured to this. This is about a 12 by 68.5 foot dock with composite decking. We do have the new style encapsulated styrofoam flotation under this one. It is built on a lumber frame, so we do have a little bit of unevenness on this platform, but it does serve as a great little mooring to attach a boat like this to. You're able to keep your toys, and of course we've got 4 large patio storage lockers here, as well as a 2 sit on top kayaks, 1 youth, 1 adult, and a stand-up paddleboard. Those are all lifetime company brands right there. Those are going to be included with this one, along with our charbroil gas grill and a Blackstone gas cooktop as well. So they do have seasonal water provided out to the mooring location here, and there is a shore power cable right there. That black cord is going to be an underwater mining cable that's going to come to this one from our shoreline over here on this side. Just the other side of that Somerset houseboat is going to be that meter station where this one's going from. Now, we will have just the houseboat priced for this one at our website. The price you see will just be for the houseboat only. The dock with the transferable mooring location here will be available for an additional purchase. So if anybody does want to buy the whole package here, you'll have the opportunity to do so. The dock will be negotiable along with the houseboat. And of course, if the buyer elects to just purchase the houseboat and take it somewhere else on the lake or another lake or into a catwalk slip somewhere, then at that point this dock here will you'll probably see it posted on our website as available for purchase. But again, they're not going to sell this dock separately unless the buyer of the houseboat opts to not purchase it as well. So, all right, let's move on with our video tour here. This boat actually was a rental boat at one time. This is a 6-bedroom houseboat, all queen size. Plus we got a sleeper sofa, 2 full bathrooms, and a single Mercruiser 3.0 liter inboard outboard stern drive engine. That is that's a 4-cylinder engine that does have multi-port fuel injection. So we'll get to all that here shortly. You've got a nice large patio table and chairs up here, and on our front porch, 2 large igloo coolers as well. And This one's equipped with an inverter. I'm going to go ahead and raise this hatch for you right here. This is where our inverter batteries and our house batteries are stored. We've got 4 inverter batteries here. These do have a little age on there. Likely are going to be due for replacement in the years to come. And then we've got a small house battery bank right here, and as well as a pair of battery switches right there. So just want to point that out to you. Now this other hatch up here, this is going to be accessible storage space right here. You can see some plywood floor down there. That was put there at the factory level just for the convenience of having a nice surface to utilize for storage down below there. All right, we're going to go ahead and walk on inside. We're going to enter in right through a insulated patio sliding door. Now both the front and the rear sliding doors are insulated, but I should point out this is a non-insulated boat, and we do have single pane windows throughout. So all these are going to be just single pane right here, and your standard houseboat wall, that is going to be non-insulated. So here at our helm, we do have MMC. This is going to be electronic shift and throttle controller for that single Mercruiser 3.0 liter multi-port fuel injected 4-cylinder inboard outboard stern drive engine. And then we've got some your gauges here. We've got a battery voltmeter, your engine oil pressure, your tachometer, your engine temperature, your fuel gauge, and our engine hour meter. We are currently showing 647.8 engine hours. We'll call that 648 engine hours. We've got a Magnum 2000 watt Magnum inverter installed on the boat that goes along with those 4 batteries that are just referenced up there on that front hatch. Of course, you can add more capacity to those batteries to get a longer use time out of that inverter, but that's going to give you 2,000 watts. And if you need those 2,000 watts to last longer, you just simply add to that battery capacity. Got a United VHF ship-to-shore radio, and that lighted switch right there, that's going to be a water heater switch. Make those lighted so they'll catch your eye anytime you're coming and going from the boat. Remember to turn that off. Generator remote start is right here, along with your transfer switches to switch back and forth from shore power to generator power. Now I should mention this one does not have a generator. It is wired for one or plumbed for one, however you want to call it. This boat at one time did have a generator, but currently that is not in the boat. This is going to be your system and transfer switches. Essentially, if you want a boat where you can go up and down the lake generating your own power, it's going to be very easy to plug one in on this one, and because all of the equipment is there and in place. Now backing up here, we've got I believe that's about a 58-inch Hisense Roku LED HD television. And just below that, we've got a Kenwood AM FM CD auxiliary input stereo. We do have zoned audio throughout. That's what those 4 switches right there are for. And then we do have some miscellaneous equipment just below there. That's a Blu-ray player. And that is this one's currently set up with a Dish Network satellite dish. That's actually mounted out on that dock that we were just standing on. I don't know if you caught a glimpse of that in the photo. Now the equipment will, I believe that equipment will stay with the seller of this one, but if anybody does wish to reactivate that Dish Network, you'll have the ability, if you're already a subscriber, you just be able to add a room, bring a box out here with you. Otherwise, you can set up a new Dish Network satellite service. People often ask about Wi-Fi out here. There is no Wi-Fi provided, but I will say there are several options. Starlink has become a game changer in the lake here. There are areas around the lake where cell service is spotty at best, but Starlink is now being used pretty widely among people that are on the water, have a mooring like this, and they do need reliable Wi-Fi service. So that is absolutely an option. Keep that in mind. That could be added to any of these. That's pretty easy equipment to add. and install. We've got a nice little sleeper sofa right here. We've also it's got an ottoman with some storage in it. And normally, of course, I would always tell you to check out the website for photographs of that. This one actually happens to be fairly easy to operate. I'm going to slide that ottoman back, and I'll try to show you here. That's just simply going to slide out. I think I can do this with one hand. Slide this out all the way, and then this goes up. There we go. Look at that. So there's that little convertible sofa right there here in our main salon area. Always nice to have additional sleeping options. Again, this one does have 6 queen bedrooms, but if you've got a large family or a lot of friends, then this might be a good option for you. We do have some newer countertops, and of course new flooring and new paint on the interior here. I believe they've even done some updates to the ceiling here. Now I will point out up on the roof when we get up there, this one does need some roof work at the moment. There's going to be a few repairs to be made and then having it recoated. But I do want to point out we do have a little bit of waviness to our ceiling here. Now we just like to represent all of our listings as accurately as possible. So when we see something, we're gonna say something and make you aware of the condition. We try to give you the full 360-degree tour without making you sick while you're watching our videos, but we do want to represent them as accurately as possible. So just want to call your attention to that. And then, like I said, we'll get into it a little bit more when we get to the roof top here in a few, but do want to call your attention to that. Now, nice newer countertops that have been added. Plenty of seating up here. We got a nice stainless sink, and the appliances that you see here will be remaining with this one. That's that toaster oven, 4-slice toaster. Got a smooth top, electric oven and range, over the range GE microwave, and a nice Frigidaire refrigerator freezer. Coffee maker over here. Across from there with some additional cabinet storage, and then a nice little seating area right here as well. Lots of windows on this one, and additionally we've got some storage behind the television there as well. Additional storage is going to be available under this hatch right here. Now, you've seen me kind of open these hatches before in the past. Normally I'll wait to the end of the tour, but this one does have a very nice feature just below the hatch here that I do want to take the time to call your attention to. This one has its own on-demand onboard water maker. This is a water fixer system. That's a UV light with a 2-stage filter system. This is going to pull lake water and simply turn that lake water into potable water on demand. So you've got an endless supply of fresh water with this one here, and with fairly minimal maintenance too, of course, depending on use, but you know, most of the time you can just replace those filters and that UV light annually. And so yeah, so there's actually no fresh water tanks on this one because you have that on-demand water fixture system. Now when you're here at the mooring, you've also got the option to use that seasonal water that is provided through the marina. And then while we're talking about water capacity, we do have 4 100-gallon waste holding tanks. So this is something that is really going to be capable of going out, tying up in a cove if you're interested in being away from a marina or a dock. Again, with that water maker system on demand, and then up to 400 gallons of storage for your waste tanks. So, all right, I think we've talked about enough up here in the front half of the boat. Let's head on back and start looking at our staterooms. Again, 6 staterooms. 3 are going to be up, 3 are going to be down. We've got some pocket doors throughout. I'll go ahead and show you here on this first one. Well, if I can get the door to release for me here. Okay, there's one of those. Those are going to be those raised 6-panel doors. And again, there's going to be one basically at the entry to all 6 of these bedrooms, as well as our 2 bathrooms. So we're going to start here. There's you one more good look down that center hallway, and then we're going to drop down a couple steps into our first of 6 queen staterooms. Got an outlet down in here, carbon monoxide detector. Granted, it needs to be mounted lower to the floor. And here's our first of 6 queen staterooms. Again, so the 3 lower staterooms are basically going to be all identical to this one. Got a light overhead. We've got 12-volt light and a 110 light in each of our staterooms. A small little window there, and then we've got a small hanging closet right here. All right, that's bedroom number 1. We'll go back up to the main level. And then before we continue down the hallway, look at the next bedroom. We have arrived at our first of 2 full bathrooms. That's got that hardware that's the way it's supposed to work again. All right, small little vanity sink. And then we've got newer Dometic. I believe those are going to be straight drop heads, but they're basically the RV style head where you've got a little flush pedal. You can lift that pedal up, and that will fill water into the bowl, and then when you step on it, it's going to get rid of everything in the bowl and head it down to the holding tank. So a nice little vanity mirror, and like I said, sink. And then we've got linen closet in here, as well as a walk-in shower. All right, back out to our center hallway. We'll continue down on to queen bedroom number 2. Bedrooms are all going to be over here on the port side of the boat, with our bathrooms to the starboard side. We've got 6 feet of headroom in all of our staterooms. And pretty much, so this is going to be basically a match to the other 2 upper staterooms. A little bit larger hanging closet right here. And we still got that queen size bed. We've got some 12-volt and 110 lighting, CO detector, a power outlet, and another queen size bed. Got another nice large storage closet right here in the hallway. And queen bedroom number 3, just behind that one. Again, you've got that pocket door right before you enter in here, and come down a couple steps to this second lower cuddy stateroom. Again, queen size bed, another hanging closet right here. And do want to take the time to show you, we've got a little bit of this right here feels dry, but this is old moisture intrusion. This window was the culprit. Basically, you prevent this by keeping the outer edges of these windows sealed with good silicone caulking. Typically, you want to wax these exterior walls twice a year. So if you're doing that annual waxing, as you should be doing, you're going to be able to spot these the windows here on the exterior and notice whenever you need to retouch that caulking up. So it has done a little bit of damage right in here. This all feels very dry. I don't know if you can hear, kind of getting a little crunch to that. That's basically dried up. Chances are that was eventually, when that was noticed, they resealed the exterior of that with some good caulking, prevented that water from coming in, and then that eventually just dried up there. Now, you can, I've had people do this, actually take those windows off, seal those edges a little bit better, and then put those windows back in place, and then caulk that exterior. If something like this bothers you here on the interior, you want this to not have any remnants of moisture intrusion whatsoever, another option, we've had several people do this. You can still go to any houseboat manufacturer out there. We've got one locally in Tennessee at Celebration Houseboats. They're down near Knoxville. You can give them the dimensions of this window and have them get you one a little bit taller, and then basically just make a new window hole and bring that new window just down a little bit lower where you're into that good good wood there, and that's another way to go about remedying that. But again, we like to represent these accurately. That's something anybody's going to see when they come see it. We would much rather show it to you up front than have it be a surprise. I'm going to pass up that second bathroom just briefly to go down to bedroom number 4. It's going to be our second of the upper staterooms. Again, 6 feet of headroom up here, another large hanging closet. And you can see a little bit of the same around this window as well. Not quite as bad as down below, but we've got a little bit of that kind of old moisture, signs of moisture intrusion from the past. Again, not nearly as bad on this one. All right, now we go back out to the main level. Now we'll step across the hall, look at our second of the 2 full bathrooms. Again, this one's basically just a flipped layout from the first one we looked at. We've got the same Dometic RV style head, vanity sink, mirror, and this one's got a small little makeup mirror as well. It's going to be lighted. And then over here behind me is going to be that second walk-in shower here. And another nice linen closet in this one as well. We've got about 7 foot 2 inch of headroom anytime you're in the main cabin. So that's up in the salon area, the bathrooms, and the center hallway. And then we drop down to that 6 feet when you walk into each of our staterooms. So this is going to be the third and the last of our lower cuddy staterooms. This is stateroom number 5 here. Again, all queen size. Another hanging closet right here as well. And then similar to those other cuddy windows, we've got some old signs of moisture intrusion here in a few areas. Appears to be nice and dry, and then it's also done a little bit damage here on this bit of a headboard here. Actually, a little bit more so in this corner back here where it's kind of gotten to that area as well. So this is all appears to be old damage. It's nice and dry. Now the other side of this is probably our hull, the deck joint. We'll take a look at that when we get on the exterior of that dock there. That could very well be where some of that moisture intrusion came from. Again, all appears to be dry right now, but it has happened. All right, back to our main level. We're gonna head on down and see the last of the 6 queen staterooms. This is the last upper stateroom as well. Again, another large hanging closet, pocket door at the entry of this one, and then a queen size bed. And again, we'll take a quick little peek over here to this window as well. Again, that appears to be all old damage in that area right there, and a little bit of evidence in this corner window as well. Carpeted in our staterooms and plank flooring elsewhere. 2 nice large closets back here in the back, although one of them houses our stacked washer and dryer. This is the GE washer and dryer right here. And we've got storage in the one behind it. This one's a little bit larger. Now that's going to be the steps that go up to the rooftop right there. We've got another access down to the below the floor storage area here, similar to what I showed you up in the front. Now personal items in here are excluded, but I did want to take the time to open this up for you, let you see it as well. A little bit of wrinkles in that paint right there. That all appears to be solid on the inside there. We have had some moisture. Yeah, we have had some moisture damage here. Again, this is going to be the underside of the steps going up to the rooftop, and this did have some water damage in here. Again, appears to be old damage and old stains in here. This paneling, or this panel right here, did get wet, and it's got signs of being wet in the past. So again, we want to make all that known to everybody on the front end. So this is a 2012 model. Again, this was a rental boat at a rental boat at one point in time. And now we're going to step out through our second insulated sliding door. As you can see, I do have the engine hatch raised on this 3.0 liter. Again, this is the multi-port fuel injected in the 3.0 liter 4-cylinder inboard outboard stern drive engine. We do have the easy drain feature on this one. You can simply pull this hose up. That's going to allow the water to drain out of your exhaust manifolds and your engine block. So that can be a nice feature right there. We've got a 150-gallon fuel tank on board. That is what this aluminum tank right here is. And also we've got a 20-gallon water heater. That's going to be electric, obviously. Now over here is where that generator was at one time. I believe this one originally had a Kohler generator. So, like I mentioned earlier, you've already got the standpipe with the strainer. It's in the closed position right there. So if you did want a marine generator, you're going to be able to add one right here. All the wiring is there. All the plumbing and hardware is there. So that would be an option for someone. Now this one is going to be priced accordingly without that generator. And of course, you know, a lot of people might be very happy with this one right here in its current spot. It is towards the back of the harbor, so it's going to be a lot calmer back here. We're right here at the edge of this no wake zone. It's not a huge area of the lake right here. Basically, that is a dead end back there, but you can see you got some wave runners out there playing right now, and there's a free launch back towards the back of that area as well. Now, we'll close that engine hatch. It's going to be our Goodman central heat and air HVAC unit. It's going to be air conditioning with our heat pump. It's about a 2012 unit, and we've got a nice little swim platform right below this water slide. Swim boarding ladder over here in this corner as well. It looks like about a 3-step swim boarding ladder. Let me go ahead and step over that cable there. We do have our carpet back here on this swim platform. Is showing some age. This back here in this area is where it's going to get, you know, the majority of the weathering, because up above we're just beyond that overhang of this rear porch here. So that's where the majority of that's coming from. Okay, let's head on upstairs. So here's that step area. Like I said, this did have some moisture intrusion at some point in the past. It feels fairly solid right now. Of course, that could have come from anywhere. It could have even leaked in through this crack right here. Could have came in through these rail feet. We've got a little bit of a crack in that area as well. Our steps all appear to be very solid. Another crack right here on this edge. It's been sealed up. That all actually feels pretty solid right now. Like I said, not aware of any active leaks. A little bit of a crack in this roof coating right here. That could have even been the source of it. All these rail feet could have been the source of it. We got another pretty good crack right here. This actually looks more likely to have been that culprit right here. This has been sealed up. We've got some extra fiberglass in there right now, and that's been sealed. This is likely where that source of that was. Appears to be fairly solid right now. Of course, all of our listings are offered subject to buyer inspection, marine survey, mechanical inspection, basically any contingency that a buyer wants to include. And as I mentioned, the roof does need some work up here. We are going to have some repairs to be made on this one. I'll more on that here in a moment. I'll go ahead and give you a look down our water slide right up here. You can see how that can be a lot of fun. All right, we've got a 28-foot canvas party top along with a bar. This bar is not fixed, meaning this can be moved to any other location on the roof up here. There's no plumbing in it. Sometimes you'll have anywhere from a refrigerator, ice maker, storage space. Now you can absolutely make add storage doors to this. They still sell the products to add doors if you want to use this for storage. And then we've got, I believe that's about a 48-inch television that was actually previously mounted just underneath the party top right here. Now they used one of these kind of canvas support pieces to mount that, and that did not hold. You want to mount that, and this, you know, something like this right here is going to be the better mounting location for a television or something like that. So you know, that equipment is here, television will be staying, but that will need to be remounted at a buyer's preference. Do have some speakers underneath our canvas party top, as well as two of our lights right here. So you've got power up here. And now refocusing back on the roof, you can see where we've had a newer coating applied up here. That's starting to flake up a little bit, usually a sign that it just was not sanded well. But as I mentioned before, there are repairs to be made. We've got some soft spots up here that they just tried to seal over just to stop the leaks. Still needs some repairs. Feel free to reach out to us. We can give you some estimates or rough estimates on what this is going to cost someone to have repaired. You can see we've got like a few little, well, it looks to be some cracks right there. That area is actually pretty solid right there. Now, of course, and this is not to replace a marine surveyor or any even any of the houseboat roof contractors out there. They're going to have the ability to tell you the extent of the damage up here. This is where basically a big fiberglass patch was rolled on into this area and sealed over top of. Again, this is basically a band-aid up here. We do have some soft spots. You've got a little bit of flex right in this area, and it's going to get a little bit worse back over here near this edge. Right in here we've got some flex in this area, and right over here, and that trend's going to continue right over here on this side. This area right here where you can kind of see they've tried to patch it. Basically they've stopped the leak, but when that water did make its way through this surface, it rotted out some of that marine grade plywood under there, and that's why we've got some spots that are still a little bit soft. There's a little bit of flex over here as well. So basically what they will do is your contractors are actually going to figure out exactly where that rot is. They're going to cut out into a space where they're cutting into good plywood. They're going to pull that out, use it as the template for the new piece. And if they need to replace any of the stringers underneath that, they're going to do that when they've got that piece off of there. Then they're going to refiberglass that marine grade plywood back in there, and then they're going to recoat the entire roof. So now that can be gel coat, that can be Pithane Ultra. There are a lot of options depending on who does the work and where they do the work. The gel coat does really need to be applied in a more weather controlled environment. There is an option for that in the area. The Pithane Ultra can pretty much be applied anywhere. It does not need quite as a controlled environment to go on. But again, we've got some softness in this area over here, and some more over in this area right here. So actually, we'll go ahead and say you're probably looking somewhere in the neighborhood to 15 grand is probably a rough ballpark on what this roof's going to look like. Now that's going to be the repairs and the roof resurfaced or recoated. Obviously that'll depend a little bit on what products you use. You know, possibly a little bit more than 15, maybe somewhere 18 to 20,000 would be a very conservative estimate. I would say more likely it's going to be probably between 15 to 18,000 to have that done correctly, where you're not going to have any other issues with it. So, all right, let's go ahead, head down our front steps here. This is a much wider staircase going down to the front porch right here. And then on my way down, I do want to point out we've got a a navigation light there that needs to be repaired, and similar scenario over here on our port side. That one also needs to be replaced. Now, you've heard me talk about these windows. There is some black caulking around that window. This is, and your caulking, you could have cracks anywhere around this window. Actually, usually it's up near the top, or maybe the front or the top corner is where that caulking starts to crack. And if water gets in there, it's going to work its way down, and then almost always is gonna show on the interior in one of your two lower corners. That's usually where it comes up first. This is the hull of the deck joint that I made reference to earlier. We've got a nice bead of caulking in that area as well. Going down the side here, actually let me skip on ahead down to where some of these cuddy windows were. We do need some wax on the exterior of this one. Again, this should be waxed about twice a year. This one's a little bit overdue to have the exterior wax. This appears to be some newer caulking around this window right here. That hull of the deck joint looks good, although I think it was the second or third lower cuddy window where we had the worst of it down at this hull of the deck joint. This all looks good here. And again, I'm seeing this one's maybe not the prettiest caulking job, but it is recently caulked and sealed, and that's really all you're trying to do, is keep those sealed to prevent moisture from working its way in there behind those. And we look good here as well. So all that caulking is up to date on these guys. That hull of the deck joint also looks to be sealed off well additionally. So look at that rear deck area, and then looking back up, and again this roughly 12 by what I say, about 68.5 foot composite deck dock. We do have that newer style styrofoam encapsulated flotation. That's going to be the new style float. And I think we covered about everything on here. Looking through my list, I think we touched on everything. Again, that full list of specifications, features, current asking price, and all that other good stuff's all going to be over at our website. Again, this is the 2012 Majestic 16 by 75 foot wide body aluminum hull houseboat for sale. Again, this is a 6-bedroom, 2 full baths, multi-port fuel injected Mercruiser 3.0 liter inboard outboard engine. Get your own little private island out here at the back of this harbor. And again, any questions about this one, please reach out to us through our website. We don't mention the asking price in our walkthrough tours, just because they will change throughout a listing, but we do not hide those over our website. If you take the time, again, that link down in the video description is going to be there for your convenience. If you take the time to click or look for that link and make your way over to the website, you'll see that asking price is going to be pretty prevalent for you. Again, along with all of our contact information. And feel free to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email if you do have any questions about this one. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you're watching this on a device where you cannot easily see that video description, all you gotta do is our website, yournewboat.com. When you get there, you're gonna see some orange lettering. Top left-hand side is gonna be a button that says find your new boat. When you click that, it's going to show all of our inventory and order price. All you got to do is scroll down until you get to this one. Again, the 2012 Majestic 16 by 75 foot wide body aluminum hull houseboat. I did just notice we've got a little bit of marks up here on the bow of this one. This is all aluminum up here, but you know, we do want to show you this. This is purely cosmetic right here. Plus, you're up way above the water line. And that's kind of stuff that you'll find. It's going to be typical of our any boat's been a rental boat in the past. Same right here. That canvas is a little bit worn here in that corner. So it was probably just where they had some little bit more novice operators of this boat when this one was used in the rental program. It has been probably owned for a little while now. So again, that's going to wrap this one up. Again, this is a 2012 Majestic 16 by 75 foot wide body aluminum hull houseboat, 6-bedroom, 2-bath. I thank you again for joining us today. And as we do wrap up, two things are going to be coming up over top of your screen. That top left-hand corner, it's going to have, I believe, our shortcut to our current listings playlist. Top right-hand corner is going to be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Now, I could have those reversed, but if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, that's a great way to get notified anytime a new listing comes available. And if you do not want to leave YouTube to see what else we have for sale, then I would highly encourage you to click that current listings playlist. So I thank you again for joining us.